Hey guys, this is Kevin from EnglishForExams.com, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the top 10 phrasal verbs you can use in the office. Alright, today's Friday, we're having a great day, feeling really energetic, so let me know in the comments below how your Friday's going and if you've got any plans for the weekend. Okay, let's get started. Okay, for our first one we've got fill out. So what does this mean? It means to write information in the blanks or in the spaces. Alright, so let's imagine you're at an office and they gave you a piece of paper where they ask you to write your name, your address, your email. They would use this phrasal verb, fill out. So they'd say, oh, Kevin, could you fill out this form for me, please? Alright, so the example sentence is, please fill out these forms and put them back on my desk before Friday. So what they're asking you to do is to complete the forms with the information and then give it to them back before Friday. And for the next one, we've got back up information. So the meaning is to make an extra copy. So let's say that you're in the office and you've got important documents, important information on your computer, and you're going to back up this information. You're going to save it on a different device, for example, a USB stick, in case you need it for working at home or in case your computer breaks. The example sentence is, I'm going to back up my computer files in case my computer breaks. And up at number 3, we've got to look into. Okay, so the meaning is to investigate, to find out more information. So let's say that you're in your office and you're in a meeting and the person tells you, Kevin, I'd like you to look into different ways on how we can decrease the costs or cut costs on advertising. So you would note down this information and then you would look into different ways. You'd search on Google, you'd ask your colleagues, find out different ways of how to cut the costs. The example sentence I've written is, we are looking into ways to cut costs on advertising. For number 4, we've got to use up something. Okay, so the meaning is to finish the supply. For example, let's imagine you're in the office again. All right, you're working on your computer and you get a pop-up on your screen saying printer ink cartridge low. Alright, so you say to yourself, God, I can't believe we've already used up the ink for the printer. So you have used up the supply, you've used up the ink already. Alright, another example would be paper. This happens all the time in the office. You're running low on paper, you go to print out that important document and you have run out of paper. We're halfway at number 5. So for this one, we've got to call off. What does it mean? It means to cancel something. The example I've written is, the meeting on Wednesday has been called off. So the meeting on Wednesday has been cancelled. It is no longer going to happen. Another example would be, Kevin, I'll need you to call off any plans that you've got this weekend, as we really need you in the office. And for number 6, we've got to set up. What does it mean? It means to organise or to start something. The example I've written is, could you help me set up my new office, please? So let's imagine that you've got your new job in the office and you can see your work colleagues and they're on their break. You could ask them to help you set up your new office. So arrange the desk, put your green plant on your table because, you know, every office needs a green plant. And for number 7, we've got to note down. The meaning is to write something. Okay, this one's really important in the office or in general when you're speaking on the phone. Okay, the example I've written is, during this meeting, you'll need to note down the important information. So while the meeting is happening, you need to note down, you need to write down the key information, the things you find important. Also, when you're on the phone, you could ask them, oh, could you tell me your name? Let me just note that down. Let me just write that down. So it's writing down important information. And for number 8, we've got to cut back on. What does it mean? It means to consume less. The example I've written is, it's a tough economy. We're trying to cut back on unnecessary expenses. So what does this mean? It means we're trying to use less of something. So the unnecessary expenses, they're trying to not have that. They're trying to cut them out to spend less in their company. You might get an email saying, Kevin, you really need to cut back on the amount of paper you are using on your computer, or on the ink, for example. And for number 9, we've got to count on. Meaning is to rely on. Okay? So the example, we have a great team. I can count on everyone to do their best. So what that means is that they can rely on, they can trust that each person on their team is going to do their best. They will do their best. Another example would be, for example, next week I'm going to need to count on you to hand in those reports. I'm trusting that person that they are going to give me those reports. And we've finally made it, guys. Well done. Number 10, we've got to call back. What does it mean? It means to return a phone call or a video call if you're using programs such as Skype. So we've all been in that situation where you're on a video call and you either can't see the person correctly or you can't hear them. Okay, so the example sentence is, we have a bad connection. I'll call you back in a few minutes. This means that you are going to call them back. You will ring them again in a few minutes after you've resolved the problem. Well guys, we've just finished another video, so well done. What I'd like you to do is to take those office phrasal verbs and use them in your workplace, and let me know which ones do you think are the most useful. Okay, have a great weekend everyone. Thank you again. Bye bye.